Welcome to Mind, Body, and Soul Awakening, a show where we celebrate resilience and inspire transformation. Our guests share their stories of how they overcame a trauma and turned it into a triumph. I am your host, Stars Tita. Get excited and let's have some fun. Welcome. It is season 2. Can you believe it? I am so excited. I guess you can hear it in my energy. You can hear it in my voice. And I want to welcome you and also you if you're watching me, if you're listening. Let's share this out because guess what? This podcast is the one that's going to change your mind. It's going to change your soul. It's going to change your life and everything about you. It is the Mind, Body, and Soul Awakening podcast. This is season 2. And this season, we are going to dive super deep into the trunks of traumedy. You heard me. Traumedy is when the energies of a trauma and a tragedy collide. When these two energies come together, life-changing experiences occur. I personally believe I've been gifted from God to transform the world, and I can't do it by myself. I just can't because I have amazing things I want to do. So I have a tribe supporting me. I have a special guest that's going to come through for these next 7 weeks to just uplift the world. Today's podcast, we're going to talk about healing techniques. We're going to talk about our toolbox because the toolbox is so important when it comes to recovery. And everyone goes through some type of trauma or tragedy. And I don't like to compare your traumedy to someone else's. And I know speaking from experience, when I first lost my son, no one could compare to the pain I had. For example, I knew someone who lost their job and they were very depressed. They were like really low. And I was like, dude, are you serious? Like, it's just a job and you didn't like it anyway. At the time, I was not totally healed. So I was comparing my loss of my son to their loss of their job, but they didn't lose just their job. They lost a part of their life. They were at that job for over 20 years. They had relationships they had built, routines that were drilled into their mind and their body. And for that to be cut off, they lost it down. I understand. So I don't compare anyone's loss the same. It's just how we handle them, right? Like a mom whose child goes off to college. You look at her, she's sad, especially if she's a single mom and she poured all of her life into her kids. Well, that's why today we're going to give you the toolbox to help with. And then each week, we're going to have different show you that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I am excited to bring to the stage, to bring to the podium, a woman that has so much heart. When I say heart, it's like you can feel the energy. And when she comes through, I'm just telling you now, okay? You better watch out because she's coming in hot. She's coming in like fire. Like you better watch out. And anyway, let's make some noise. Give it up. Make some noise for Veronica.
Woo! It's going to be a great day.
How you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. You know, we have teamed up together, girl. We're changing lives. We are making people better. We're making people healed. We're on a mission. I'm ready. I'm loving it.
Yes. And I just want to say, Veronica, I want to thank you for today's main topic because she came in. I was like, okay, how you feeling? She says, you know what? I want to show women, I want to show people the greatness, the wonderful stuff. Yes, we talk about traumedies. Yes, we make traumedies look oh so good. Don't we, girlfriend? We make it look good. But no one wants to hear all that drab drip stuff all the time, right? I don't know about you, but I like to party. I like to have fun, you know? So today we're going to come through and we're going to give you about 10 different things you can add to your toolbox of success in the mind, body, and soul awakening program. I'm going to start off with meditation because it's working so great for me in this past month. A lot of people say, I can't keep still. Are you like that, Veronica? You can't keep still?
Yes.
It's like, So if you need some help with your meditation, I want to invite you to get on YouTube, super simple, type in 21-day challenge Deepak Chopra. He has two of them. He has one of them, abundance. I did that in 2020 during COVID. Amazing. It's about abundance with your money, your life, your friendships. And about a month ago, I started one with gratitude. Game changer. So that's the first tool I want to give you to help you get closer to your goal of being successful with your mindset is meditation. Maybe you start slow. Veronica, girlfriend, when I did my yoga teacher training, let me tell you, they had us start off 5 minutes, then 15, it went all the way up to an hour.
Woo! Awesome.
Exactly. And I would just, because I didn't do it in the house, I just sit in the car. At the time, my husband was like, "What are you doing in the car?" I'm like, "I gotta manage." So I was legit sitting in the car. And then I think of the movie Tina Turner. Do you remember that movie? She wasn't meditating. She was like, "Nam mejor Mexico."
Yes.
So meditation. All right, girlfriend, I'm throwing it over to you. What is your thing you want to tell people for their toolbox?
I'm so big on self-care. So and this is one thing that's so important for men and for women, to do self-care. I say personally every day. So for me, working out is self-care. It could be walking. I have to have fresh air. Like in order to get through my day, I have to have some sort of self-care. You can go, and self-care doesn't have to be expensive. A lot of people think, oh, I got to go to this top, expensive resort. Self-care can literally be some nail polish at the dollar store. I know a lot of people are, getting laid off, and money's tight for a lot of households, but you still have to do that self-care for the whole entire household. It could be a bubble bath, anything, but that self-care time is so important.
I love that. And I remember you said that when I first met you. You're like, it didn't go to the dollar store, get some lipstick, get something. When you look good, you feel good. It only takes a couple of minutes to do that. So it made you, plus you look better, you smile. That's a free one, smile. The next tip I want to share is yoga. When I started on my journey, the first year I did good, but the second year I knew I had to dive in a little deeper. That's when I started my yoga teacher training. And the stillness of it, the very end of yoga, usually they do something called shavasana, where you just lay still and you don't say anything. You're just kind of still, kind of like meditation. But yoga, the movement, it's like you're moving with your breath. That's the third thing that I want to give you, because it's a game changer when it comes to feeling good. And each posture puts you in a different mode. Have you ever taken yoga before, Veronica?
I have. And it does put you in a different mental place. I mean, it does create that balance. And I think a lot of times we don't realize how much the mind, the spirit, and the body is connected. For a lot of people that are going through any sort of illness, and if you can just do that yoga, the subconscious mind has a lot of power. It has so much more power than we realize. So when you connect that mind, body, and spirit together and just have it sync with one, you allow yourself to be in a space where all of you is healthy. A lot of times we're exercising and we're making our physical healthy, but we're not doing the steps to make our mind healthy, our hearts healthy, our spirit healthy. All of that is important.
Can I say, girl, you're really scaring me. You really are scaring me. Like, we are so in sync when you're talking about the yoga in the mind. It's true, because I don't know if you've ever taken hot yoga. You go, it's like 100 and something degrees and it feels so good, but you're really scaring me. That's all I want to say. You're scaring me. You're up next. What's your tip? Next one. We're on number 4. Go.
Journaling. So for me, I found that I have to get my thoughts off of my mind onto paper. And for a lot of people that are going through different things in life, we just want to keep it in. We want to be quiet. You don't want to express anything. And even in your job, you may be going through some stress with your boss, and you just want to suppress it. The problem with suppressing your thoughts is eventually it comes out into anger at the wrong time. And that's the last thing you want to do. So I strongly advise, I even tell this for my son, so please journal. I don't care if you're angry. I don't care how you feel. If you keep those thoughts in your mind, it's going to eventually project out, and you do not want it to project out at the wrong time. You want to get those thoughts off of your mind onto paper and release it. So
fire. 2 things I want to add to what you said. My cousin said this is something she does with her boyfriend because they were having a lot of issues. They actually were going to break up. So she says they do a journaling prompt, because when they're actually talking to one another, one person's talking and the other, it's like an argument. So what she does is she'll say, okay, she'll write in the journal how she's feeling, and she'll give it to him. He'll read it and he'll reply. And she says it's helped so much with the relationship because they're getting the words out. And he never heard before what she said because they'd be like arguing. And I was like, that sounds kind of good. So maybe I'll do it. So if you're a couple and you find that you're arguing all the time because she can't keep her mouth shut or he can't be quiet or whatever, write it all out. That's when I journal the most, Veronica, when I'm mad. So write it out and then give it to the other person. Here, this is what I'm feeling. And then the second thing, she told me to do this. She said, journal your life in different brackets. So for example, when you were a young child, how did you feel? Because a lot of people may think, well, you know what? My boyfriend broke up with me. I'm so depressed. I'm sad. I'm broken. But no, it is way, way deeper than that boyfriend. It happened from when you were a child. So you have to journal. So that is our tip number 4 today. Start writing about when you were a little child, maybe from the womb to kindergarten or 5th grade, and then from 5th, like middle school year, and then your high school years. So take maybe 10, 20 years at a time. What did you actually go through? You know, maybe you had that boyfriend in high school that you really didn't want to go to, but you wanted to, I don't know, I'm just saying. So journaling, great, great, great topic. I love it, love it, love it. All right, I'm going to go to breath work. There's so many different types of breath work. We have to have this guest, Veronica, on. My daughter is a professional dancer, so she's around a lot of professional people. And this woman does breath work. And let me tell you, it's like the way you do it is first of all, you have to have a tissue because you're blowing out your nose. You're just breathing out and that's most of it. And it's like you're pouring out so much stuff in when I did it, I was like crying and it was just like, it's just like releasing. That was one type of breath work. When you do yoga, they have something called lion's breath, where you're inhaling and you open up your mouth and stick out your tongue. There's also Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi is another type of breathing when you're doing yoga where you feel the breath in the back of your throat and you exhaling out your nose. So your mouth is shut the whole time. And it's a little oceanic sound. So it's kind of like, so you hear it back there. That's a type of breath that that they do in yoga, and it makes it so much harder. Oh my gosh. Because it's like you're like, it's very tough at first. Then there's box where there's so many types of breath work, but especially like if you're feeling anxious, have you ever experienced this at all, Veronica, where it's like you're feeling something and the breath work kind of helped you? Have you ever done it or anything?
Yeah,
she's a little broken up. I hope she comes back.
COVID is something that lasts for a few weeks past when you get infected. So I actually have to practice breath work throughout the day. I've been doing it for so long because I've been battling this for so long that I can talk and people not notice I'm actually doing breath work just to get my heart to function correctly. So I do it actually for survival, but it's also very important to do. Like I said, when you're in that moment of anger or frustration, like the couple you share when you have a tense moment with your partner, you want to take that time to just breathe first before you just quickly respond.
Yes.
And it's healthy. It's healthy. We're both for healthy. We're all. That's what we're about. We're all team health and everything on our team.
Exactly. I thought you were gonna say something about Jersey because we flip off real quick. It's just like take a beat.
That too. You gotta breathe before you have road rage or give people the finger. You breathe first, pray.
Right. I love it. Okay, she said journaling. I said breath work. You're up next, girlfriend. What's our next tip in our toolbox? And if you're just hopping in, we're talking about tools in the toolbox to get you to success. 1 was meditation, 2 was self-care, 3 yoga, 4 journaling, 5 breath work. You're up.
Change your environment. I found out this is the key for me, that I have to have a change of environment. Sometimes if you just see in the same home environment every day in your home or in your place of business, it can just it's a little bit much. You'll start feeling trapped. So it's so important to have a change of environment. And that could be anything. That could be just going to the park, sitting by the lake. I like to go to the park with my son and just sit by the lake to give him a change of environment. I notice his mental health is different. He's happier. He's more vibrant when he has a change of environment. Going to the city. I'm all for staycations. Like if you can't travel somewhere, just do a staycation. Just have a change of environment. But You'll be surprised how our mind and our mental health is connected to our actual environment. I know there's a time where, when I was really like depressed and I was just like, oh, like I was like, what is going on with my energy? Our energy is connected to our environment, sense, things like that. Like you have to see something different. And we as human beings are not born to just be bored seeing the same old thing every day long, and then that's just it. Then you just die. Like you want to change it up a little bit, add a little bit
I
spice
love
to
it.
your life.
I love how you made it super simple. And my next tip, which is 7, kind of adds on to what she says. So I'm going to say travel. I'm going to say go away, hit up a retreat. We do retreats at least 2 to 3 times a year, whether it's a 1-day retreat, a 3-day, Lord, a 3-day, a week, whatever. But getting away.
Yeah.
God has such an amazing place here called Earth. And there's some places I've traveled to. I really want to do something. Zion. It's a place in California, Veronica. When I tell you, God was showing the freak off when he created this place. First of all, during the day, the mountains, it's just like I was there. Now, the people they were hiking, and I was like this. Just like, wow, it just looks so unreal. The shapes of the mountains and the signs, the shapes and the sizes, how it goes. And then at nighttime, it's so black. You can't see your hand in front of your face. It's like everything is, you look up and there's a badillion stars. It just, so beautiful. So, and this is just in California. So definitely get away and travel. That's my number 7. I'm throwing it back to you for number 8.
I'm gonna say things like, so for me, a big challenge that I had when I went through my domestic violence situation is I did not want in, for those I've experienced, sexual assault. I know for a lot of men and women that go through that, they struggle with getting triggered if anybody even touches them. So something that I've learned is that we have to be learned to be touched in a healthy way. So something that I would advise people to do is to get a massage. Because that way you're checking off your self-care and you're learning to be touched in a healthy way. That way, when you find your universal partner that's for you, you won't flinch when that person's touched. You feel comfortable to be embraced by them. That's important. I think a lot of people don't realize that. People jump into relationships and don't realize, that person may have something in their past where they're just afraid of being touched. And this is for men as well. I know a lot of men deal with sexual abuse and childhood abuse, and they still get triggered in that way. It's learning to be nurtured. So, touch has energy, love energy. Let somebody touch you that has good, peaceful, loving energy that can nurture you. And then you'll transition until you're ready for your partner to touch you in that healthy way. So
I love that. When you first said that, when we were prepping, I was like, massage? Like, I don't know about that, girlfriend. But now that you explained it, I just have to trust. Let me tell you guys, as I mentioned earlier, I recently met this beautiful human right here, but I'm just trusting and having faith in God that he's going to surround me with the appropriate people. So I don't have to worry about, okay, do I have to rewind this? Do I have to take that away? We are taught, it's not, as she told me, it's not my words. It's God speaking through us to you to heal you. So thank you so much. I totally get it with the massage now, even though for me, I just want the massage after a nice workout. That is my thing right there. Okay. I want to talk about crystals. If you ever see me, I always wear bracelets, and I wear 7 bracelets every single day during COVID. Well, before I left from Jersey, someone gave me a bracelet, actually this one right here. And during COVID, it popped, and I was like, and as you can see, there's like 2 red beads here, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get it fixed. So I went to Michael's to buy just for this one, because I only wore one at the time. It's got like the yoga thing on it. And when I was there, they had a sale on beads. And I was like, hold up, wait a minute. I spent like $200 because they gave those that extra money out during COVID and all. But I bought so many beads, and now Victoria, I've made these new ones that have the little lion's face on it in honor of my son. So I don't know if you can see, I have like a little lion's head and different ones. So for example, this is tiger's eye. Each bead represents some type of crystal, and each crystal can heal you. So I need a lot of grounding. So my rings are missing because when I went to Bermuda, I forgot all my rings. I'm so excited. On Friday, I'll have my rings because I'll see my daughter. But I usually wear 5 or 4 rings, but I forgot them there, and they help me stay grounded. So different types of crystals can bring different types of energy. Again, there's no scientific proof behind this, but for me, I think crystals are great for healing. Have you ever touched crystals or anything with crystals, Veronica?
I've been wanting to get into it. Like I've been hearing so many great things about it, that it has healing energy. I have not learned much about crystals, but that's why I love having you as my coach. You always teach me something new every day.
Yes, girl. I went down the rabbit hole of crystals so much during COVID. I scared myself. There's these things called chakras in your body, which are different points of energy, and they're connected to who you are. Along with that, when I bought the crystals, I kept going to different stores. They have a crystal. It's not a crystal. It's like a pendulum, and you put it over your hand and you ask it a question. And if it goes this way, it's a yes. If it goes this way, it's a no. And it goes by your energy, because our bodies produce all sorts of energy. And then I said, I'm going to do a 8-week chakra challenge, because like I said, each part of you have your throat chakra. If you find it's hard for you to talk, meaning communicate how you feel, then your throat chakra is locked up. You have to release it. So I was doing this chakra challenge. Girl, by the time I got to week 3, I was like, hold up, wait a minute. I'm stopping, because it got scared. Like I could feel things happening, coming out. I was like, all right, I don't know. So I had to stop. So crystals are my number 9.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Tip right there. You're up next, Mama.
I'm going to say prayer. I touched a little bit on it, but not really deeply.
Nope, I didn't write it down. That's one prayer.
So for those that are not into prayer, I know, like for me, I know there's different communities of religions that do chants. So whatever it be, prayer or chant, you want to connect. For those of you that are into like that stuff, like we are, you want to connect with source. That is just, I realize that's such a big thing. Like, I don't think we all even consider how much of us we're pouring out into the world. Like for those of you that are entrepreneurs, leaders, even as parents, or be your spouse, you're always pouring you into someone and eventually, or into something or someone. And eventually you'll get burnt out if you're not constantly connected to source, because that energy is coming from source, not from us. It's coming from source. And people are like, oh, I love this or that about you. They love that inner goddess or God in you. That's what they're really.
It's the God in you, like the song. It's God in me.
And if you don't stay connected with that, you'll get drained. And why are we drained? Because we're not pulling from our spirit. We're thinking that it's just us that's being this awesome. No, it's our inner goddess or God that is actually that awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And I'm going to leave a last one really quick. Oils. I love essential oils. Each oil has a different smell. Again, Veronica, this goes with the chakras and the beads, because each chakra has a different type of crystal. You have a different type of oil if you want gratitude, if you want love, if you want healing, peace, all that sort of stuff. So having oils is another type of way you can use for healing. I'm going to wrap all these up and then bring our girl Renee up, who just at the end, I'd like to have her come through and tap in if she has any questions or comments. So to wrap everything up in a beautiful bow, if you're listening today, I am Stars Tina. This is a Mind, Body, and Soul Awakening podcast, where we're going to give you tools, tips, and strategies to overcome any and everything in your life, from a trauma to a tragedy. Today, Veronica and myself together, we gave you a few things in the toolbox of success, starting with meditation, self-care, yoga, journaling, breath work. I cannot understand my chicken scratch. Change your environment. Travel, massage, crystals, prayer, and oil. Renee, from what we said, any tips, comments, anything you want to add to the conversation before we get out of here?
I loved every one of those. And I was thinking, as you guys were reading off the list, a lot of those I have done. In fact, I think all of them I have done at some time, and they all have their own unique the energy, the positive energy that they bring about. So I would recommend people having all of those things in their tool belt, because at one point or another, you can use.
I love it. I love it. So if you're listening to this podcast and it's touched you in any sort of way, do me a favor, share it out to a friend, to a family member. You can also go to our website where you can get attached to all the wonderful things we do, EliteStarsFitness.com, and stars is with a Z, Elite, ELITE, stars, STARZ fitness.com, where we have group coaching classes. We have individual one-on-one coaching with myself or some of my coaches. I have different coaches that can guide you as well. We have retreats. We have our book launch coming out August 19th. So you want to make sure you pre-order that book. 50% of the proceeds are going to my nonprofit, which is the Molly Gaines program, for our sneaker drive, where we're taking 300 pairs of sneakers to Nigeria this December. With that being said, Veronica, mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you. Renee, mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you. Peace. On a bottle of Henny. Bye.